All right, welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that's, well, it's hiding in plain sight at pretty much every company out there. The absolute chaos of managing their own tech. So let's dive into how they're finally getting it under control.
Seriously, think about that for a second. This isn't about a handful of computers in one small office. I mean, we're not talking about a few computers in an office. We're talking thousands, maybe tens of thousands of devices scattered all over the place. In homes, different offices, maybe even across continents. How does any company even begin to get a handle on all of that?
And this pretty much nails it. For so many IT departments, it is exactly like trying to run a library the size of a city block with no card catalog. Laptops just disappear. Super expensive software licenses sit around completely unused, and security risks are lurking everywhere. It's barely organized chaos, if we're being honest.
So how do you even begin to fix this mess? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the AI-powered systems that are designed to tame this exact kind of digital chaos. First, we'll dig into the problem itself, the headache. Then we'll look at the solution, a single central platform. We'll see how it tracks everything, turns mountains of data into smart decisions, and locks down security. And that will all lead us to a little glimpse into the future of management.
Okay, first up, the modern IT headache. And it's really this simple idea that the sheer number of gadgets and software we all use has just exploded, creating this huge management problem.
So how do you fight a problem that huge? Well, you fight all that complexity with simplicity. And that solution is a single, centralized platform, powered by AI, of course, that becomes the one single source of truth for every single thing.
And the secret sauce, the thing that makes all this control possible, is a little piece of tech called an agent. Just think of it like a tiny, super secure digital scout that lives on every single device. Its whole job is just to gather key info and phone it home to the main platform.
And that brings us to the first big payoff here, total visibility. With these little agents out in the wild, the platform can finally track every digital asset, no matter where it is. The goal? It's simple, really. See everything, everywhere. No blind spots.
You might think this is complicated, but the process is actually super simple. Step 1, install the agent on the device. Step 2, it just runs silently in the background, collecting all that key data without ever bothering the user. And Step 3, it securely zaps that information back to the central platform. That's it. Simple, effective, and totally out of the way.
Okay, so what kind of info is this little scout actually collecting? Well, it's incredibly detailed. You've got the tech specs, right, like RAM and storage, which is crucial for planning upgrades. It also grabs a full inventory of all the software installed, so you can stop wasting money on licenses nobody's even using. It even gets logistical details, like who the device is assigned to and when its warranty is up. It basically creates a unique digital fingerprint for every asset, giving the company total, complete awareness. But, collecting a giant mountain of data is one thing. The real magic is figuring out what to do with it all. And that's the next big job for these platforms, turning all that raw information into actual usable business intelligence.
So instead of just dumping a massive spreadsheet on you, the platform is smart. It organizes all this data into reports that answer real business questions. So for the day-to-day operations team, a location-wise report answers the simple question, hey, where's all our stuff? For the finance folks, a depreciation report tells them what it's all worth, and for long-term planning, an aging report tells you exactly when you'll need to replace things.
Let's zoom in on that aging report for a second. This is a perfect example. A simple chart, just like this one, can tell a manager at a glance, hey, a quarter of our laptops are over 2 years old. That means they're probably due for a replacement, and soon. This isn't just a hunch. It's real data you can take to the finance team to budget for the future and avoid a sudden crisis when everything breaks at once.
Okay, but true control isn't just about knowing where your stuff is, it's also about keeping it safe. Because what good is knowing where your laptop is if you can't protect the data on it? A great platform has to defend against threats from the outside and misuse from the inside.
And you've got to think about security on two different levels. First, there's external security. This is where AI gets really cool, spotting fraud by checking government IDs and flagging documents that look forged. Then you have internal security, which is all about controlling who on your team can see and do what. An admin can set up role-based permissions, making sure sensitive info is only seen by the people who absolutely need to.
And the level of control just keeps getting more and more granular.
I mean, you can build out your team structures, create custom email alerts for pretty much anything, build your own reports with super specific filters. You can even manage compliance for things like industry regulations. It's all about making the system work exactly the way your business works.
All right, so let's pull back for a second. When you put all of this together, the tracking, the reporting, the security, what does it all add up to? What's the big picture here?
It really boils down to this quote. The whole point is to get rid of the silos. You're done juggling one spreadsheet for hardware, another for software, and a third for warranties. It's about having one single platform to see and manage the whole shebang.
And that right there, that's the end game. The goal is to have one single, totally reliable system that finally turns all that chaos into real, actionable control. It's about turning that IT mess into a strategic advantage.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If we have AI that can so perfectly manage all the tools we use for our jobs, what does that free us up to do? What are the bigger, tougher problems we can finally turn our attention to solving?